Okay, so this is my first time at a Hilton Spark, and I figured I'd do the other brands. So this is in Rochester, New York. Never been to a Spark before, but we'll see what it is like. It's supposed to be good enough according to my sister, while being at the budget market or economy market from Hilton. Okay, so this is a first Spark that I've done. It's in the room. It's like a minor sort of suite. I get the feeling that this is the sink, though, potentially for the bathroom, which I know Megan would complain about, but she's not here. Very kind of basic design, which makes sense. You know, it's the budget line. They could do with cleaning up the couch a little bit more. It's a little not perfect, but and it's like all like, no, that's not concrete. I was gonna say concrete. That seems like concrete up there. This is just speckled to match blue drywall. That's fine. AC here, kind of an in-wall unit. It's kind of interesting because I think this is a recent build. Most Sparks are, so interesting. But yeah, here's the little table thing. Unfortunately, a very small fridge. I was hoping they would have a full-size fridge, but yeah. And then in here they have another AC unit with kind of the same stuff. As you can see, they're reusing the furniture, and this kind of IKEA style furniture. And unlike most of the Hiltons I've been to, there's actually just kind of like blank wall space. Here you can see looks like somebody damaged the wall there, and there's kind of, they have the carpeting coming away a little bit. I don't know what happened there. But like I was saying, does seem like it kind of has an emptier feeling, like there's spaces where there isn't stuff. So that's new to me. It's not horrid. I mean, I do get some vibes of a slightly newer build of some of the discount hotel rooms that I got through the Priceline Partners. So I don't know if I'm going to be rushing to come to Sparks again. We'll see. They do have breakfast in the morning. Definitely you can tell bare bones. We'll give a report tomorrow how the bed was. But it was a chance to try out a new brand. And I think if you're just looking for the budget pricing from a Hilton property, get your points and your Hilton Honors membership, this isn't too bad. We'll see again how I feel tomorrow morning on the bed. Yeah, one major plus I gotta give them: full door, actual real door still for the bathroom, which is apparently something you gotta mention. And got kind of a pretty standard sort of tub. Nothing much to say there. 0%. I think that's a brand I've seen in a number of Hilton properties. Your standard toilet. Not much to say there. The wallpaper in here is kind of nice. I'm pretty happy with that. Fan's a little noisy, but not really a problem. It's not unlike some of the ones I was in. It is not hanging down. Hang on for dear life with a single screw to hold it. And this, in fact, was and is the only sink. Okay, so one other thing that I didn't really go over before, and I've complained about this before with a modern Hilton in these places, whatever they're doing, again, this is very bare bones, which is probably how they keep the price down. But as you can see, this is kind of stuck right in the middle, and boy, it's gonna be a tight fit to get CPAP or phone or whatever you want to get on here. Again, they really could use something on both sides of the beds, because we all have, I all have CPAPs, other family members do, but everybody has phones, tablets, cameras, something they got to charge, and this really is not a lot of space to set that stuff up near the bed. and I'm not sure if there's easier places to set up somewhere else. So on the plus side, I do continue to give Hilton and their brands props for figuring out charging a little bit. I mean, again, it feels like they should have figured out you could use, I know, add 30 cents to everybody's bill or $1 and have 2 of these, on the other sides of the beds. Have 3 of them even, add $2, right? Like, but they've really got the message here about having charging. So they got 3, 4 regular wall jacks, 2 USB-A, USB-A 3, and 1 USB-C cable for charging. So I think charging is probably taken care of there. This is set up such that I'm not going to need to break out my power strip that I bring with me for emergencies, because let me tell you, ask me how I know, right? I've been to hotels before where there is like nothing that you can plug in anywhere, and you have to like run it from a cord from like the back behind your bed or some place crazy out from the behind the TV or something to get power. So at least they've got that. But yeah, I was trying to say how I felt, and this is very bare bones, right? If this was a Hampton Inn, I imagine there'd be a chair here or something, right? Like, this feels very similar to, I think, one of my college dorm rooms. It's bigger than my college dorm rooms were. Yeah, even this single room here, I think, is bigger, because in the college dorms you only had like bunk beds or single beds. You did not get queens or doubles or whatever these are. But it has that vibe of a college dorm room, giving me some potential flashbacks. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. This might be the only time I'm in a Spark. Who knows? I might come back. There might be others that are nicer, but this random Spark in the university area of Rochester is probably pretty representative of the brand, I would think, given my experience at other locations, other brands. And I think the way they're getting their prices down is being very bare bones, which we knew coming in. Nobody thought it was the Conrad, right? Okay, so the Spark beds are actually pretty good. I have to say, probably I'd give them 7 out of 10. So not the best beds I've ever had, but better than a lot that I have experienced lately at different places. So that's good. And the other thing that was kind of cool, I rushed by it when I initially videoed, but each room, the bedroom and the living room, bathroom area, has a separate AC unit in the wall. Now, I don't know if this is just this location or if this is standard for Spark, but I'm always a fan of independent climate control temperatures. It can make things a lot easier, and you might want it cooler in the bedroom when you're sleeping and warmer when you're sitting on the couch or whatever. I do have to say the couch was not great. It needed some pillows to not kind of just sink you down into it. It's not necessarily one of the best sleeper couches I've sat on or been near. Now, I didn't try it for sleeping on. I didn't do the pull-out. But I do think that the Home 2 Suites had a better couch part for sure, and also had a decent pull-out. But they're still a bit more expensive than a Spark is. So if you're looking for the absolute lowest price in the Hilton portfolio for a night, kind of thinking back to what I was saying about some of the timeshares, if you're looking for a bed and a bathroom and you're not going to spend any other time in the hotel room or the unit, and you want to really get kind of the best price you can that I've seen in just like hotels on the app, get all your points if you're doing the rewards points programs and things, Spark is probably a good choice for you. But if you're going to spend any time... So this is a quick overview of the limited things that they had out for breakfast. Basically a continental breakfast, and kind of on the bottom of what I have seen, including things at like a Hampton Inn. So I wouldn't necessarily come to Spark looking for the breakfast. But you can toast yourself a bagel or get a muffin. And then they do have the water filter for bottles. And then this here is just, again, putting in the dorm room hallway feel of the Spark. So the free or included breakfast, I guess it's not really free, here at the Spark was pretty disappointing. It was the most basic continental kind of breakfast I've seen with any of the included breakfasts. So, take that for what it's worth. I think, you get some coffee that's okay. They don't have coffee makers in the rooms, which is probably why they have the 24/7 coffee out in the lobby, which honestly I do think is a better system as long as the coffee is fresh. Last night, the decaf was not super fresh. I probably should have asked them for fresh coffee, so keep that in mind if you're actually taking advantage of the 24/7 and getting decaf at like 8 o'clock at night. You might want to ask them for fresh because it's just pretty lukewarm, especially after you add like creamer. But the other thing that I will say is I don't think I was, inspired. You've had your bagels, you had some kind of muffin, some cereal, and some yogurt, and then, like I said, coffee. They do have like a water bottle refilling station next to the ice machine on the first floor down there, so you can get cold water, so that's good. But as I was saying before, the Spark is bare bones, feels like a dorm room, doesn't really have any amenities. They did have a fitness center that I did a quick glance at. I didn't see a pool or anything. So yeah, if you're crashing here on a road trip just to stay for 8 hours in the middle of the night, or you're not going to spend any time in the hotel room and you're just going to be running out to do what you're going to do and then come back, you can save a little money here. But I do think the savings is going to be affected a lot by whether you're somebody who eats breakfast, and if you eat breakfast, do you take advantage of the hot breakfasts at Hampton Inn or the competitors like Drury and what have you, depending where you are in the country. If you are somebody who absolutely wants breakfast and absolutely wants like a hot breakfast, like some kind of eggs or a waffle or something like that, then I think making up for the fact that there isn't really anything like that here at Spark, your savings is probably going to disappear as soon as you go and stop at a fast food place or a diner or a breakfast place or something, especially if you're talking about going with 2 or 4 people, depending on your party. But let's say even 2 people, you're going to spend, $20 to $40 for breakfast nowadays, and that's going to make up any savings you would have had over like Hampton Inn in most areas, assuming that you were otherwise okay with a Hampton Inn breakfast. It also means that you're going to lose out on sort of the efficiency of, say, staggering your morning showers, and somebody goes and gets the breakfast while somebody's showering, brings it up, that you all eat, you swap out, whatever. You can't do that, obviously, if you have to go and make another stop after you check out of the hotel to go get food. So I think all in all, for me, I don't know that Spark is going to be a recommended place. I think that if you're absolutely 100% need that extra $30 off a night, $20 off a night, it really depends. Sometimes the difference isn't a heck of a lot. But if you want that, depending on the location you're at, and you're not gonna have any time constraints for eating and stuff, then this is definitely better than some of the places that I've reviewed, especially through like Priceline Partners. But it's still more expensive than a lot of the Priceline Partners. Now, again, it's one of those things where it's like, is it more expensive by a lot? Well, this unit, I keep on saying it, this room is an upgraded room because it has the separate living room. So this was about $120, $115, something like that, which is a good price. But even if you went with a standard room, that was about $99. The Priceline Partners rooms that I was comparing to that were still lower quality, I think, except for the Holiday Inn. Those ones were like $70 after tax, and again, the $99 is before tax, $120 is before tax. I'm pretty sure. So that was before tax, and then after tax in the cheaper one. So it was like $60 and $80 for Priceline Partners. So you can get the price down even more if you're okay with even sketchier or even more limited places to stay. So Spark is in this weird place where it's not saving you very much over what I think is a much nicer experience at a Hampton Inn if you're in the Hilton properties, and it's enough more expensive than sort of Priceline Partners if you're somebody who's like basically looking for a bed and doesn't care about anything else to necessarily recommend it. Okay, so on the Tug Adapted score for the Spark, I think I'm going to have to give this a 4.5. I think it's slightly below average in terms of the average places that I've gone to, but it's not down there at, runaway screaming like I think I would adjust some of the Priceline Partners ones, which I don't remember exactly what scores I gave them, but as I've been reviewing more of the hotels, my scale might be adjusting slightly. So I'm going to give this a 4.5. It's not quite to what I would consider an average hotel. It does make compromises to try and keep the price down, but the beds are okay, so if that's all you're looking for, thumbs up.